Well, hello everyone and welcome back to another theme park obsession video. My name is Dylan and thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. Today I'm hanging out at Universal Studios Hollywood to check up on the park, mainly the Fast and the Furious roller coaster because so much progress continues to happen on site and I love documenting the latest. So how about you and I dive right in. Oh yeah, it is nice to be back at Universal Studios Hollywood and look at this here in the Woody Woodpecker lot. A lot of work has happened since my last video. They're starting to tear up the parking lot. So yeah, I think this is going to be a very large Halloween Horror Nights maze. So I'm looking forward to it this season. I don't know what it's going to be called, but there's a lot of rumors online that this might be the Super Nintendo World Haunted House. And yeah, work is moving along pretty nicely on it. Yeah, last time I was here, they were just starting to chop down the palm trees, but those are all gone now. And yeah, as you can see, they're starting to rip up the lot itself. And I wonder how far they're going to go down. They're going to just rip up the surface and then start from there, or if they're going to dig a little deeper and do something a little bit more extravagant. Again, Universal hasn't shown off the official plans for any of this stuff. It's just one big mystery right now. They haven't made an official announcement. We just know that they're doing something. So yeah, it could be a Halloween Horror Nights maze. It could be something for FanFest, or it could be a giant cotton candy stand. It's one of those. It has to be. Yeah, I'm curious how far they're going to move along with that parking lot project here in the next couple weeks because they are moving incredibly quick. So I'll be keeping a really close eye on that project. I think things are going to slow down a little bit park-wide just because there's some incoming rainstorms for the next couple days, so that might hold up some construction. But I think once the rain stops by, I think, Friday or Saturday, crews will come back and maybe even work on Sunday if we're lucky. And before we head into the theme park, I did want to mention that Universal Studios Hollywood is doing the bonus benefits now through March 20th. If you're an annual pass holder here, you might as well take advantage of all these cool things because it's like a bunch of discounts on food and beverage, some specials here in CityWalk, and some really cool perks inside the park as well. You got the buy one, get one 50% off power-up bands for Super Nintendo World, the buy one, get one free games in Super Silly Funland, and a bunch of other perks. They list all of them in this little booklet, or pamphlet. So definitely take advantage of the pass holder benefits. They do these things throughout the year here at Universal and in Orlando as well. Yeah, they list quite a few things. Even right here at the bottom, save $100 for a one-day daytime VIP experience ticket upgrade with your valid annual or season pass. Yeah, see, that's a pretty good benefit. Saving $100 on a VIP tour here at the park, which by the way, the VIP tours are pretty awesome. But with that out of the way, let's head inside the theme park to check up on Fast and the Furious. As you can see, it is not that busy at all in CityWalk today. It is a Tuesday at the time of filming this video at 1:39 p.m. So yeah, not too shabby here. And through the power of editing, we've made it in the park, and look at this. Here at the main building for Fast and the Furious Hollywood Drift, they've taken down some of the scaffolding, revealing the brickwork, and it looks like we have some welders. Let me zoom in. Yeah, we have some welding action going on there. And then a new steel structure is starting to pop up and go vertical. It's crazy, just the contrast with the brick building and the surrounding buildings. Like, it definitely looks a little weird. I'm not used to it just yet. And I'm sure there's a grand vision for this entire thing. But yeah, there you go. Finally, the scaffolding has come down. Now, I do wonder if it just came down because of this new steel structure and the scaffolding will go right back up once they complete that, you know, maybe to finish the look, because maybe that's not the finished look. There might be some decoration that goes on the side of that, so it doesn't look as plain, but you never know. I have no idea what this is supposed to look like in its final form because, yeah, Universal hasn't even dropped an official rendering of it yet. But like I just said, it is cool to see the scaffolding come down. Here's another view of it from the lookout side of things near Super Silly Funland. I'm just like shocked how quick this went. They put this up very quick. That texture on the outside went up in a few weeks, and now the scaffolding's coming down. And you can see the other sections are pretty much done as well. But I wonder if they're going to put anything on the side of that, because it does look kind of plain. And I wonder if they'll break it up by putting some banners or maybe some spray paint on it. So if this is supposed to look like an industrial garage or some sort of, something like that that you'd see in the city, I would think that there would be some marketing spray painted on the sides, like some advertisements, maybe some billboards or something. So maybe we'll see that later on down the road in a couple months. But for right now, I'm glad that we're finally starting to see that brickwork pretty much in its completed stage. We can also get a really good shot of the newly installed track over the escalator. Now, last time I was here, we saw like those pieces go in, but since I've been gone, they've installed some track pieces into the valley right after the stall. So that's really cool. And I'm sure here in the next few days, they'll get up into that inversion. Again, the rain might hold them back just a couple days, but I know the week of the 10th, they'll start back up and more track will go in and we'll start to see that stall start to take shape, which is gonna be really, really cool. And just kind of panning around the project, it looks like they don't have any new pieces of track in or any new support columns. And it also looks like they didn't extend the sound wall just yet. That might happen after the storms pass. Right now, I believe it's just a lot of preparing for the rain. You can see all the plastic tarps that they've draped over sections that they're working on, especially over here. Because they don't want to play in the mud. As fun as that is, they do not want to deal with a giant muddy mess, which Fast and the Furious is going to be a giant muddy mess here in the next couple days because, I think we're getting like 4 days of rain. So most of the work is probably happening up here right now just to make sure that this building is not going to be an issue for them in the rain. Here's a look at that retaining wall way off in the distance where the turnaround inversion is located. See, crews are trying to wrap all that stuff up too. It looks like they might have done concrete work and it hasn't fully cured yet, so maybe that's why they're covering it. And same thing down over here. It is pretty amazing to see how much this hillside has changed over the past few months. And it's going to continue to change as we roll into March and April. And I think by the time March hits, we might see some finished track work on this thing. I mean, they're moving so quick. The only places left for track, let me zoom out. Hold on, everybody. The only places of track that we need now are the stall, this area right here, and then that inversion on the far end across from Jurassic World. And that's it. Then the entire circuit will be done. And then we start getting into the phase of some testing, hopefully by the summer, which that phase is going to be so much fun to watch. I cannot wait to see this thing traverse the circuit. It's going to be fantastic. And also this wall, while it's testing, I think will continue to go up because that's going to be a very big monumental task. As you can see, this sound wall is not a tiny little chain link fence in your backyard. I mean, this is a wall that's like 70 feet high. This is massive. It's looking so good. KTLA 5 did an aerial view of this project, and they were way up there, and they zoomed out, and it just kind of gave you an overall scope of how large this is. And yeah, it's a big coaster footprint. This is not a tiny roller coaster. This isn't Flight of the Hippogriff 2.0. This is maybe Flight of the Hippogriff 3.0. But yeah, oh wait, dang. Off in the distance there, they have more track installed than I thought. Hold on, let's zoom in. Make sure you're tugging on those yellow safety straps, everyone. Hold on, here we go. Ooh, that was a good zoom. Look at that though. The track is right there. So right before the stall. Well, and if the way that we're traveling, it'll be right after the stall, but you can see how the track is starting to bend before the inversion. Look at how tight that's gonna be. We're gonna go into the stall and then boom, directly like out of it within a split second. And it looks like we might get a little boost there. I'm gonna try to zoom in a little bit more. Hold on. This one's not gonna be as crazy, but you can kind of see in the center of the track there. I'll get a better view once we get over to the escalators, but you can see in the center of the track that maybe there might be some LSMs installed right there to give us an extra little boost. Now, in the last video, I wasn't really sure if we were gonna see that that LSM addition right there in the valley. But it looks like we in fact are going to see that. Because the more I was looking at it, I was like, okay, there's going to be two things happening here. Either we're going to have enough momentum to get us over the escalator, and this like moment right here will be a little bit of a hang time moment, or we're not going to have that momentum and we're going to need a boost. So it looks like, in fact, we're going to be getting those LSMs down there right after the stall. It's not going to be a super powerful launch, just, again, to give us enough momentum to get us over the escalator, which, by the way, a lot of people online were saying that this is an inversion. It's actually not an inversion. It looks like it. It looks like it's just about there, but it's a close call. It's not quite an inversion. This is just an element very similar to the one that Silver Bullet has, I would say, at Knott's Berry Farm. It's not that wave turn kind of element right after the vertical loop. It's not quite an inversion, but you get pretty close. And so that's what's happening over the escalator. The inversion is actually after that moment, right before the brake run. You can see it right over there. But again, we'll get a closer look at all that once I head over there. But wow, that is awesome. And if this is in fact queue space right here, there we go. If this is all queue space, what an awesome view into that boost moment before we head over the escalator. That's gonna be so much fun to watch. That's pretty much all I could see from this angle though. So let's go ahead and move on. Yeah, I'm not noticing anything over there either. We have we still have that support column still staged off in the corner, along with more pieces for the sound wall. But it looks like just a lot of concrete work. They want to try to get that done first, which makes sense. But yeah, let's make our way over towards the Simpsons land and over to the escalator to get a better shot of that newly installed track. I love all the construction stuff. It excites me. It's very exciting. That's why I can't wait for Disney to start construction on the Marvel stuff, because when that show building goes vertical over there, that's going to be really cool to watch, especially from the Pixar Pal Around vantage point. So I'm really looking forward to that. Magic Mountain is moving on their new roller coaster for 2026, so that's going to start getting more and more exciting as time goes on. But this is so cool, and I'm glad crews are working so fast. I mean, the amount of track that they've already put in just a short period of time is pretty incredible. So I can't wait to see what this thing looks like again in the testing phase here in the next couple months, because at this pace, I don't see why they wouldn't be able to start testing sometime in the summer. And then if we get really, really lucky, we might be able to ride this in soft previews sometime around Grinchmas, which would be epic. I'm sad to report to my Super Silly Funland water park fans that it's not operating today. It's a little too cold for that. So I'm sorry. I know. I'm so sorry. Don't worry, it'll be open very, very soon for those that love to play in the water. In just a couple months, the Parisian courtyard walls are probably going to go up for Halloween Horror Nights, which is just insane to think about. Yeah, I would say maybe, 4 months before the walls go up, and the speculation begins on what this location is going to be for Halloween Horror Nights 2025. I hope they continue with the myths and legends theme in this corner. I think it's a great idea. And they can continue with, Latin America, or they can continue with other cultures too. I feel like the sky's the limit of what you can do in this corner if you're going to stick with that theme. You can see over the fence here in the plaza, they're still working on taking down Grinchmas. But like I had mentioned in my previous video, I believe that these hedges are going to stay up, because Universal did confirm that they're using the plaza for FanFest nights, which is happening in April. So I think the plaza is going to be walled off for just a few more months, and then the walls will come down late April when the all-new event starts. Ooh, look at this. Some equipment is being lifted up. Yeah, it's crazy how big this building is. And we just recently learned that the reason why this building is so large is because Vin Diesel actually has a gym built into this building. So this crane is actually going to start lifting gym equipment into this building here very, very soon, which will be really exciting. And here's another shot of that steel structure that has gone up. And I wonder how high it's going to go. I wonder if it's going to go way up here, because we do see some holes right there. And I'm wondering if that has to do with that steel structure that's going up. So there might be some exterior theming going on besides just the brickwork, which would be nice because it does look a little plain. So we shall see. Ooh, wow, look at this. We have a little bit of detail showing. Gives us an idea of what the exterior of this building is going to look like guest facing the main footpath here. Oh yeah, so we'll probably have a big window right here, and maybe that same style will continue down just a little bit further. And if you look on this side, you can see the brick has continued towards Simpsons Land and looks to be complete, except for right down here. This is where they've stopped. Made it over to the escalator to get a better view of the track that has been installed right after the stall element. Yeah, that is looking so good. And since my last visit, I would say like 7 pieces of track have been put in. You can kind of see right where the wood is, where that booster LSM is going to start, and then it'll eventually make its way probably behind this support column. It's kind of hard to see. I wonder if I can get a better view of it around the corner here, but it'll probably end right there, again, just to give us enough momentum to get over the escalator, which, by the way, last time I was here, they had stopped at this section. So they've put in quite a bit in just, what, 4 or 5 days? Some incredible progress. What a gnarly element, too. Again, it doesn't go upside down. It looks like it, but I can assure you this is not an inversion. But this is going to be exciting because, 1, we're going to be spinning through this, and 2, who knows how fast we're going to be going through this now that we can kind of confirm that there'll be a booster to give us the momentum into this bad boy right here, this final inversion before the brake run. I am so excited to see this test, because then we'll get a better idea of how quick we're going to be going. Okay, yeah, here you go. You can kind of see it. And right there, that's looks like where the end of the LSM boost is going to be. But what a cool little valley before the last couple elements. The track work is really good. Really, really good. Again, look at how quick we're going to come out of that stall. We're going to go into the stall, and then boom, like right out of it within a second. There's just no time to breathe. And then right into a boost. Oh yeah, this is going to be intense. And because of the boost, I wonder if we'll get a little pop of airtime right here. So we're gonna go up and then into the curve. So depending on how we're spinning, maybe we'll get a nice little pop of airtime. That would be pretty exciting. So I'd mentioned in my last video, and I had a few of you comment on it, how on Velocicoaster they have these turns that are very similar, and they give some surprising moments of airtime. So I'm wondering if we're going to get the same sensation here on our roller coaster in Hollywood. Oh yeah, here's a really good view. Again, the LSM fins will go in the center of the track. That's where you're seeing those other little tiny pieces welded in. And then on the spine of the track, you can see where eventually they'll connect even more pieces to that track work. And it'll look like this up here. It'll have that T-bar underneath, and might have stairs or something similar, so then crews can service the LSM area. At least that's what I'm thinking. That's what it looks like, just because of this underneath the spine of the track. And they go up to, let's see, right about there, and that's where it stops. So yeah, and this might be an area just in case the coaster valleys, which they will do during testing. They will purposely valley this ride. That's just all part of the testing phase on a lot of these new roller coasters with launches. But if it ever valleys during operation with guests, this might be an area where an evac can happen, and we'll evac the attraction and then work our way back up to the upper deck up here. Ooh, look at this. Underneath the alleged queue space, we have some new steel that has gone vertical. Let me zoom in a little bit here. Yeah, so it looks like that might be the beginnings of a wall. And I don't know if that is going to be where more queue space is located, or if this is just some utility goodness, because this is where all the electrical boxes are located. So over time we'll get a little bit more information, but this is what this side of the coaster is looking like. You can see the valley right before that last element, and then here's where the stall is going to be located right there. Yeah, it's looking really, really good this week. Looks like there isn't any new progress on the Theme Park Obsession office. I do know that I got an email from Amazon saying that my new desk has been delayed, so maybe that is why we're not really seeing any more work happening on my new space, so I'll keep an eye on it. And then overall in this section, really not too many differences other than a lot of the plastic tarps that have been placed everywhere to prevent, again, the muddy mess. I was just thinking maybe this lower section where they're installing that wall could be just another section of Vin Diesel's gym. That might be where the sauna is located, which would be kind of cool. I really do hope the monthly membership fee for the gym is not too high. But then again, it is Vin Diesel. I'm sure he's going to charge just as much as the Equinox gyms here in SoCal, but maybe that's something that we could think about. And maybe that'll be something that is on the pass member bonus benefits next year. Look at that. How awesome does that look? Now, some of you are probably thinking, Dylan, that's really not that steep. Trust me, even though it's not super steep, it's going to be very forceful, especially coming out of the boost and into the element before last. Because this might be a huge surprise. And I think this is overall going to be a really good part of the attraction. I mean, I feel like the entire coaster is going to be really good. The more and more they piece it together, I'm looking at it going, dang, this is a world-class roller coaster. It really is. And I cannot wait to feel that sensation of this. I loved Cosmic Rewind at Epcot, and the fact that we're getting a version of this with obviously a different manufacturer building it is awesome. So I can't wait. This might be my new favorite roller coaster in California. You never know. Off in the distance there, you can see the scaffolding hasn't gotten to that section of the retaining wall that's just right beyond the sound wall. So I'm thinking maybe here within the next month, they'll get to that and spray some concrete on that, and then it'll eventually look like these walls over here. So there you have it. There's your look at Fast and the Furious Hollywood Drift. Some spectacular progress this week on the project. Shout out to all the crew members. You guys are doing a bang up job. Oh yeah, see right there? That's some of Vin Diesel's gym equipment. It's going up the hill right now. And then as far as the hillside project, yeah, nothing really going on over here. It's looking the same. And no construction has started just yet on Halloween Horror Nights. That probably won't happen until April. Ooh, look at off in the distance there. You can see the storm rolling in. Okay, so I've met up with Bernie here.
Yeah.
And what were you telling me about this right here?
So today is actually very important because we're going to be injecting the family into the coaster today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was wondering what that was for. I wasn't sure if that was for the rooftop pool for Vin Diesel, because this is. I was saying that they're going to be installing gym equipment.
That's a good guess, honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah, the gym equipment, he actually does have a gym up there. It's a very scientific process. I don't want to bore you or your audience, but it's kind of like the screams from Monsters, Inc.,
Okay.
It's just pure family in a container, yeah.
That's amazing. And then, so that's what the family meter's for right here?
Right. Right now we're detecting it, making sure it's all good. As you can see, it's not full, but that's why the ride's not open yet, you know? So it's probably going to take a couple more months, make sure the family's injected properly into every crevice and crack.
Yeah.
And then once we got that going, we're all good. I flipped this whole thing around.
Oh, wow.
As you can see, this is the version where the family meter is off the chart.
Yeah.
See, this is normally where the family meter stops. That's where we plan to have it.
Okay.
Extended family, if you will. And then you loop around at the beginning. This is new.
Wow. So this is pretty legit then.
Yeah. We're full force right now.
Well,
I'll say that.
Well, I appreciate you giving us a little inside scoop here.
Of course.
Because I always try to check up, every once in a while, because it's just the progress is so fast.
See, if you want it to be a proper Fast and Furious coaster, it's got to have the family.
Yeah.
And we've got family injection molding technology.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So is this similar to the InGen technology that's used in Jurassic World?
Exactly.
Okay.
But it's proprietary to Universal.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well,
and
awesome.
Vin Diesel supplies all of it.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So he's a busy guy.
Yeah. He's like in a chamber, But he's a trooper, I got to say.
Yeah. Oh, dang.
Here comes the truck right now.
Oh, that's all filled with family.
Yeah.
Okay, I've made my way into the gift shop because, near the end of the video, we always got to talk about the merch, if there's anything new. I'm not really seeing anything new just yet. It looks like same kind of stuff. The FanFest merchandise hasn't come in just yet. I would assume that's going to come in as we inch closer to the event because it's only February. And it looks like they just have some leftover studio tour stuff. They have some Jurassic World and Fast and the Furious stuff, Jurassic Park, Back to the Future. So yeah, same old in here. Alrighty, let's make our way out of the park and into CityWalk. We'll wrap things up there. overall, pretty solid video. Glad that there was some significant progress on Fast and the Furious today. Work online, Friends Squared continues, but they don't have anything visible on the exterior just yet. That'll probably happen a little bit later. And even on a slow day, Hello Kitty still manages to find a crowd, because Hello Kitty is like one of the most popular things, and again, still one of the best decisions for CityWalk in a while. That was a good call to build a Hello Kitty location in CityWalk. And then still no movement on the Crepe Cafe, the old location here. And then over here at Insomnia Cookies, yeah, still no opening date. And then according to some posts on social media, this is allegedly gonna be a pizza place. So we're looking forward to that. It's looking like the escape room situation is looking the same, just like in the previous video. Let's check up on the iFly progress. And then off in the distance there, it's looking like the old iFly location is looking the same, nothing different this week. It's just been completely demolished except for the skydiving portion of the experience. So I'll continue to keep an eye on things here in the next few weeks. We might see some activity after these storms. And you know, with that, I think that's gonna do it for today's Universal Studios vlog. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, you can let me know by smashing the thumbs up button. If you're new to the channel and you love these updates from Universal Studios or some of your other favorite theme parks, well, you should consider subscribing, because I have brand new videos every single week that you won't want to miss out on. Also, be sure to check me out on Blue Sky, X, and Instagram. Those links will be down below in the description. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is. I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.